Hey guys, I just made a giant brush pack for feathers and markings and stuff like that. I've been using it for the past few months for my own feathered adopts and things like that. And some of the brushes are from years ago when I first initially started making brushes for myself. So, how they're used can be a little unintuitive. So, I wanted to make a video to show you a demo and also how I recommend using them and to just show them off a little bit. So I wanted to go through the different packs here. The first one are all my favorites. The second one are some sketchy brushes for adding lines to your base or whatever if you want them really consistent. And then the last pack, or packs, I think it's 2 of them, is just a whole bunch of different markings. Mostly taken from owls because I think they have some of my favorites. So let me show you some of the brushes from each of them. From the main pack up here, we've got all sorts of them. We've got some little small ones you can use for individual feathers, kind of like fur, or you could do them and layer them, which is the main intention. There are some little feathers like that, like coverts. There are secondaries, primaries. The primaries are kind of all grouped together. And then the secondaries are also kind of, I tried to group everything together. And then at the bottom of the first pack, there's an assortment of random other feathers that I've had over the years. Some of them I've used to make like little feather earring accessories and stuff, or have feathers in the fur. The second pack, the sketchy one, there are some more really long ones that would be good for primaries or secondaries. And then there are some that could be used for like whatever, maybe some coverts or something. Most of these brushes are best for layering, like I just did. The third and fourth pack are all markings. It starts with little tiny markings close to the body with little short feathers. And then some of the markings are a little longer. Then you get into individual barring markings if you want to do individual feathers, or if you want to do them in an arc if you're doing wings all at one time. And then they start getting longer and longer. Now you're having entire wings that you can use. You can change the spacing so there's less overlap. You can also make them, you can mess with the thickness if you want them shorter or longer. Most of the markings from pack number 3 are consistent. They're all from the same species, the snowy owl, but pack number 4 has a bunch of variety. Ooh, then there's some barn owl feathers. A lot of them, the smaller ones like this, look really good when you're using scattering. You could also do size jitter for more randomness. That's really nice. Yeah, so that is what's in the feather pack. I made all of these from like individual wing photos, from stock photos, all kinds of photos. So I hope they're helpful for you. They've been really fun to use for me. And now I wanted to show you a demonstration. This is how I have been making some of the wings lately for my bases. First thing I do is I do a little sketch. Really rough, no detail at all, just getting the idea and anatomy down. And then I cannot stress how complicated this is. It is so much time invested. I don't recommend you follow what I do because it is kind of a pain in the ass. But you can if you want. Here's what I do. what I'm going to be doing is using brushes from pack 1 to make line art. So I'm going to take like a primary brush, I'm going to change the main color to white, and then I'm going to use the effects to do an outline for me automatically. I'm going to set it to normal, 100% opacity. I'm going to raise the spread a bit. I'm going to lower the range. This will make it kind of crisp. Now I'm going to pick out a brush. I'm going to start with the primaries. I forgot to turn off transfer. And then I'm going to do these arcs like this and try and get a combination I like. Essentially what I'm going to be doing is layers of feathers with this outline automatically around them. So I'm starting with the layer most buried and I'm working my way up. So I go primary, secondary, and then the like tertiary ones over there by the body. And then I go primary coverts, secondary coverts, and on and on and on until the wing is done. So I will be making a ton of layers and copy pasting the layer effect onto each new layer. Once the entire wing is done here, I'm going to take all of the layers I just did and merge them into one. Then I'm going to duplicate that. So now there are two of the exact same layer. The top one is going to be set to multiply. It's going to go on a clipping mask over the bottom one. As I said, this is like way too complicated. This is such this is such a stupid way of doing this, but this is how I did it. I add an entire fill layer of white. Then I'm going to add an effect of inner glow. I'm going to set it to normal, make the color black, opacity all the way, change it to edge, lower the size a bunch. This is going to keep the line art effect that we did originally around the base. And now we can color it. I'm just going to do some kind of random design, vaguely snow owl-ish. Here I'm adding some of these sketch brushes from the second pack, just to add a little bit of extra liner variation. And now it's time for the fun part, adding a bunch of markings. When I add markings, I usually do them in black, and then when I'm done placing them, I will lock the layer and go over them with a color that I actually intend for them to have. So on this one, I wanted it to be darkest near the tips and get lighter as it goes towards the other end. So I have a lot of fun using these brushes, mostly the markings ones. I hope that they are fun for you too. Or if you're just looking, then I hope this was entertaining in some way. Okay, bye.